Hello and welcome to another Java tutorial. In this tutorial I will show you how to save a Java object to XML file and how to read XML file to an object. So first let's create a new Java project in our Eclipse IDE, and let's call this project XML encoding decoding, and click finish. Now let's create a new package, and I'll call this package that's for Java, and inside of this package I will create a new class, and I will call this class person, and I will click finish. Now we have this blank person class. Now we will create some attributes of this person class. So what does every person has? It has first name, last name, age, and so on. So let's say private string first name, then private string last name, then integer age, then double height in meters, and last will be private boolean married. So is the person married? Now let's create a blank constructor using Eclipse. Okay, we can delete this comment. And now let's create another constructor that will fill these attributes. So inside this another constructor, we'll just say string first name, string last name, integer age, double height, and boolean married. And we will set these attributes through these parameters. So this first name is equal to first name. Now don't confuse this. So this first name is the field of this class, so this, and this first name is actually first name from the arguments of this constructor. So let's continue doing this. So this last name is last name, this age is equal to age, this height is height, and this married is married. Okay, now let's generate getters and setters using Eclipse because it is much faster. So click on the source, and now click on generate getters and setters. Okay, now choose what field you want to have for getters and setters, and click OK, and Eclipse will generate this for you. Okay, now let's create another class, and this class will have a main method, so we want to run it, and let's just call this class test. Click on finish. Now before we write anything in our main method, let's import a few things. So import Java beans XMLEncoder. Now import, let's just copy this, import XMLDecoder, and import java.io file. Now let's import java.io exception. Import java.file io.file input stream and import java.io.file output stream. Now in our main method, let's create person. So person p1 is equal to new person, and this person will have first name of John, second name Smith, age let's say 31, height will be 1.86 meters, and John is married, so this will be true. Okay, so we have our person P1. Now let's save this person P1 to XML file using XMLEncoder. So we will have our try catch block, and we will catch IO exception, and we will just say x.print stack trace. Okay, and now inside this try block, let's create file output stream, and let's call it FOS is equal to new file output stream, and we'll have a new file, and this file will be in our root folder of the project, and let's call it person.xml. Okay, now after this we will call our XML encoder, so we will call it encoder, and let's pass this file output stream as a parameter of this XML encoder. Now let's call the method write object, so encoder write object, and object we want to write is our person P1. Now we must close this encoder, and let's close this file output stream, so close it. Okay, now let's run this, save this before. Okay, so now let's go to our project, and we can see that there is an XML file person that we created. Let's open this with the Notepad++, and as you can see, this is the result of the XML encoding using Java. So now you can use this to store your data as an XML file. Now if you want to read this P1 object from this person XML file, all you need to do is do the reverse. So instead of XMLEncoder, we need to use XMLDecoder. So let's delete this, and now let's try to load data from the XML file. So we need a try catch block again, IO exception. Okay, so inside our try block, let's call file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream, and the parameter will be a new file, and it will be our person.xml file. Okay, Now let's call XMLDecoder, and it will be a new XML decoder, and our parameter of the XML decoder will be file input string. Now let's create a new person, so person p2 is equal to decoder read object, and we need to cast the person in front of this decoder read object. So person is p2 is equal to person decoder read object. Now let's close this decoder, and let's close this file input string. And now if we want to know if we did it right, let's system out print, and let's print p2.get, let's say first name. Okay, now let's run this, and as you can see, there's the name of our person, John. So we use the file input string to read a person.xml file. Then we passed that file input stream to the XML decoder. Then we read this object using read object method and passed it to our person p2, so we get person object. Then we closed the decoder and the file input stream, and now we printed out the first name of our person. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next tutorial.